Back in 1948, in Bogotá, Colombia, something happened that would change everything. It was April 9, 1948. Jorge Eliécer Gaitán, the incandescent leader of Colombia's Liberal Party and a champion of the poor, had just stepped out of his law office on Carrera Septima. He was 44, charismatic, and perhaps a heartbeat away from a presidential victory. Street vendors called his name. Tens of thousands of Colombians saw in him the promise of land reform, labor rights, and an end to oligarchic rule. That morning, during the height of the Pan American Conference, when diplomats from across the hemisphere were in Bogotá, Gaitán was shot 3 times in broad daylight. The man pushed into history as the killer was Juan Roa Sierra, a 26-year-old with a patchwork of grievances and a history of instability. He was caught and, before authorities could question him, lynched by an enraged crowd. The official line, then and for decades, was blunt: a lone assassin, a madman who struck a singular blow. But what unfolded in the hours and years after the shots would make any tidy explanation impossible. Within minutes, Bogotá detonated. A spontaneous eruption of rage transformed into calculated destruction. The city center burned. Newspapers, government buildings, banks, and private homes were looted or torched. The national capital, the Pan American Hotel where foreign delegates were staying, and whole blocks of the old city were ransacked. Eyewitnesses reported rumors of second shooters, gunshots from rooftops, and plainclothes men directing mobs. The streets filled with anger and grief, what Colombians would name the Bogotazo. Casualty figures remain disputed. Some contemporary estimates put deaths in the hundreds. Others later surmised the toll reached into the thousands. What is not disputed is the scale of the damage and the political rupture. The Bogotazo erased the political possibility, a mass leader channeled into peaceful electoral change. It widened the fissures that led to rural violence, partisan death squads, and the later emergence of armed insurgencies. Gaitán's funeral drew the city's grief like a physical force. His image became a symbol for those who would later take up arms. 70+ years on, April 9 remains a scar on Colombia's memory, an acute example of how a single violent act can cascade into civil rupture. The conspiracy may never be fully proved or disproved, but the lesson is clear. In a society seared by inequality, a leader's murder can do more than kill a man. It can ignite a nation.